Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Oh, good morning and welcome to April 14th. Thanks for everyone that joined us last night on Flippin'Nard 265. If you didn't watch it, go there and watch it. I think we answered a lot of great questions. Don't get fooled by the title ever, because we always give you more than what the title is saying. So, only got a couple of people here right now, but we're going to go ahead and we'll start to do a little tip here. We're basically are going to find an area where you can possibly find some land that could possibly be developed, which turns into a big payday. Trying to focus on that some now, or some infill lots. All right, so I'm going to try to start off each Zompz episode that will allow you to do just that. So oh, you like the little Zombs dude there?
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. Look at
Yeah.
Flip, little Flip on the side of Flip Man. It's absolutely wonderful. I love it.
All
Hey,
right.
the Hunt for Lost Treasure say, woohoo, I made it.
Okay, boom, they made it. Okay, cool.
Hunt for Lost Treasure.
Now, before I get into that, because you do want to make it, right? You want to get here and be alerted that we going live, because I think I said last night that it'll be around 12:30 Eastern, so we're about an hour early. So hey, you never know about me. All right, so so if you want to make sure you get the alerts, then you need to do this. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Okay, so boom. So if you're already subscribed, make sure that you go back to my channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you are alerted. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and share our screen here, and we'll go ahead and add Zompz. I basically have to show you how to do that each time. And some people have been having issues with it. I'm trying to get to the people that reached out to me, but it can only be one or two things. Is that you're not on you can't do it on a tablet or a smartphone. You have to be on a desktop or a laptop. All right. And then you have to be using Google Chrome, not Microsoft Edge, not Firefox, not Safari. You have to be on the Google Chrome browser. Now, I know some people don't know the difference between a browser and what's not, but if you don't, go to YouTube and say, what is a browser? What are the browser options? How do I get Google Chrome as a browser? Okay, it's going to only be one of those two things, because adding a Google Chrome extension is not that difficult unless you got some type of blocker on your initiated on your browser. That's the only other thing I can see why you can't download the extension, out of those things. So let me share the screen here. Or am I already sharing? Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, so so we'll get over here to Zompz. And so once you get to the site, you can text ZZ to also access it. Text ZZ to 205-964-5243. All right. So
or simply Zompz.com, right?
It leads you right here.
Okay.
So you get Google Chrome extension, click on that, and then say add to Chrome. Then it asks you to add the extension, and boom, it's added. All right, so to choose a city to start with, you can go ahead and start to load your comps that you want me to comp, but I'm gonna go through this really fast first. So I'm gonna let ChatGPT choose a city for us just randomly that we'll target to try to find possible infill lot or some land development. So,
Hey, ask ChatGPT. Tell people real quick what ChatGPT is, so they know.
Well,
just in case somebody doesn't.
Google it.
Okay, great. Google it if you don't know what ChatGPT is.
Go to YouTube.
So now,
once you see it works,
then
you should be interested.
Okay,
right.
got an address. 18.
No. I'm doing this first. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. All right. So randomly choose a city out of the top.
I won't respond to that.
Oh Lord. Top 50 cities in the USA based on metro population. Randomly choose one city.
Out of what 50 cities?
Out of the top 50 cities in the U.S. based
top 50.
on the metro population. Okay. Let's see what it does. All right, so randomly selected one city. So they chose Miami. Okay, all right. Let's do another one because I think I recently did that. Choose another one. Okay, we'll go with Seattle. Boom.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Seattle, Washington.
Okay, so I don't think we get a lot of activity in this state of Washington. So first thing I'll do is go over here to Zillow, and I'm going to put in Seattle, Washington. All right, and all right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove the boundary. Now, this is my ignorance. I didn't know it was surrounded by so much water. I guess that's why it rains so much because it's tropical.
It is
right.
not
So
tropical.
it's basically it's tropical in the sense that it rains a lot. So but I see why it's on this water right here, so that can always cause that. But it rains like I think almost 300 days out the year.
It rains a lot.
Some ridiculous number. All right, so the filters that I'm looking for to determine or to try to find a potential land development or infill lot opportunity is I'm going to have it on sold, as we do. We're going to have it on houses only. Sometimes they'll start like this, just deselect and then just select houses. And then I'm going to have it on under more. I'm going to go with houses that are built 2019 and newer. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. All right, that's new enough. All right, so as you see, it did change a little bit. There's a lot of activity in here. All right, so it means what you can do if you want it, you can start in the inner and closer into the city. So of course, Tacoma and Seattle right there together. Man, it's a heavily populated area. So I'm going to zoom in here to Tacoma to some of these streets in here. So I'm gonna see. Okay, so over here we got a couple of new properties that were built. We have this one right here. It was built in 2020, sold for $925. Got one for $1.25 million. It was built in 2019. And then we have another one down here, I think $975. And it was built in 2021. So we got 3 different years there. So good. So what you would do is now Zillow is, at least on my Mac, which I think is pretty good. Now locating the area is your main thing. And then now you can look in here and possibly see where there's some possible infill lots. The only thing about Zillow, though, if I click in this area right here, it's not going to pull up any information. All right. If I click up here, because those look like those are actual vacant lots there. Right. Okay. So those are 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click this address right here and I'll capture that. Now I'll take that over to PropStream, aka Dealulator. You can get access to that through dealulator.com. If you want us to train you, You sign up for the 5-day free trial, and we'll show you how we use it. So what I'll do now is I'll zoom in. Okay, so in Zillow, it's showing. I'm sorry, in prop it's showing that it's an actual property here. So what I'll do, I'm going to drop old Goldie down there, and let's see, where is it? So the property is right here. But let's see, where is it? Is it this one? Oh no, that's the one we're targeting. Okay, hold on. Let me do it this way then. All right. So let me click on this and hit details, and then what I'll do is I'll go here and see. The reason I'm doing that because it only shows the red dot for that property. Now this may not be something that you can build on. The reason it's like that, right? Okay, so here it is right here. I don't think you can go any farther. Let me see. Yes, I can. All right, so interesting. I don't know what's going on there. It's like a fenced area. So this part of it, I don't think it can be built on based on this wall here. I may be wrong. Let me see if someone actually owns it. And that'll go a long way. See who owns this. Okay, the city of University Place. Interesting. Okay. All right, so let's go back to Zillow. We'll look for another one in that area. Because I think these two corners right here, I don't think they're applied to what we're looking for. All right. Let's see.
Why did you eliminate it? Because of the ownership?
Yeah, I think it's more of like the street. You know,
Yeah.
you can't own the street.
Yeah.
That's the way it appears. I didn't look at that other end down there, but it looks like it's the same thing though.
Okay.
It may be there to okay, so let's look at this one right here. And the reason I can look around in this area because of those 3 new builds that I saw. And what is this over here? What are these? What is this here?
I don't know.
Okay, so that just sold in 2022. So that's like that was a developed area, and then they're just waiting to sell those. But let's look at this one right here. So we're going to pull up this one, and then we're going to look at next door, right, to it. So let's see. All right, let's zoom in. And all right, so this is not an actual lot that's buildable right here.
Why is that?
I think this one, because it won't let me highlight it.
Okay,
So it's not an actual parcel is what I'm trying to say. It's not an actual parcel. Is this one? Let me see. No, because if you look at, whenever I click on this, it's highlighting the street and everything. So that wouldn't be one either. All right. Let me see if I can find another one in here. Since I'll just stay over here so I won't have to go back and forth.
They have a lot of corner things that you can't do anything.
Yeah. Let's see. Go in a little more. What we're looking for is an infill lot, something that possibly could be built on in this area, because we do show some new construction in the general area. I want to go back to Zillow because I don't want to get too far out. Let me make sure that I'm still close to where, okay, so that's one that's sold right in there. So we know we can't do this up here. We go back in this direction. I think that's where the other 2 were at. Because there was that one right there. Now, sometimes what they'll do, they'll buy a house and tear it down. This may be one right here. Let's see. All right, so University Place. We go here, so it should be right next door to that one. Okay. All right, so what we got here? All right, so let's open it up. Go back to minimize, boom. Let's see what we got in here now. This seems like it's still showing a house there. And it is. Did I select the right one? Let me see. Because here, it doesn't look like a house there now, right? Does it?
Mm-mm.
Let's see.
But it is.
It is. Oh, was it? No, there was no house right there. Okay, so
Is that the fence in front of a house? Is it a lot in front of a house?
it doesn't look like there's a house there. Let me go back out. So let's click on it. Let me just look at the details on it. See. Okay, see, it's showing a vacant lot right there.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? But when I
Yeah.
click on it and go in here,
It says agricultural property.
yeah, seems. I guess they just built on it. I guess that's a new house. So they built on it. Okay. All right. The records just hadn't caught up to it. All right. Let's see if we find another one. So they're ahead of us. So I know we're in the right area for sure. Where did I see that one at? It was over here somewhere. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, one of the things that I'm using here is the expanded map here on what was this here? Okay, was that a single family house? They must have bought this and tore it down because it said it was built in 1922. Okay, so I wonder what's going on with this right here though. Okay, so let's pull this one up. All right, and okay, doesn't pull anything. So let me pull up one next to it. Let's do this one right here. University, that must be the name of that neighborhood, University Place. Getting a lot of those addresses. Okay, boom. All right, so let's see if that's a lot beside it right there. All right. This is what I was looking at right here, but I don't know if that's an actual lot. Okay, because of the way the address is. Okay, so yeah, someone just purchased this via a quitclaim deed, but that would be something that we're talking about. The lot size on it is almost an acre, 37,000 square feet. So it's probably like 0.8 of an acre, something like that. So that would be something. I don't know if you build a house in there, but it is a decent size. Probably here's another one right here though. Yeah, that's like 11,875 acres. Okay, the same people bought that one too. They got that through a quick claim deed. How fortunate. See what else is in here. Here's one right here also. Do they own this one also? No, someone else owns that one. Some roofing company. They bought that for a meal. That was back in 2005. They bought that one for $1 million.
Property is expensive.
Oh my God, yeah. You up in that market? Oh my God, the world is yours.
Amazon.
They bought that.
And Microsoft is over there.
Oh, they're in that area, not in California though, huh?
Oh no, they're not. They're in the
Okay.
Seattle area. Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you mean interesting?
It just is.
Oh.
Okay, that's owned by whatever city that is. I was trying to find something else. Okay, but I think by looking at those two, I think you get the point on that. But what you're looking for, that open space right there. So here's one right here, I think. Look like they have plans on this one here. It was purchased last month for $275,000. It's 8,700 square feet, which makes it 0.2 acres, 0.2 acres, and they spent $275,000 on that. So I think you get the point, the type of money that you can make on a infill lot. Now, the other thing I want to show you is I'm going to zoom back out. So that's within the city more so. So really, it's going to be harder to find larger tracts of land when you're looking inside the exact city. So once you get out a little bit and you start to see development, that's when you can find your larger tracts of land. So I'm going to, let's see what direction we want to go in. Let's go down here and see what we got to see if there's are these one-offs or these are actual developments. And the way you can tell, you'll see it looks like a lot of houses clustered together. When I find one, it'll be clear as a bell. Like in here, so these are some houses. As you can see in the map view, you see these houses were clustered together. This property here was newly built, sold for $835, and it was built in 2020. But let's see what the houses around it. They're going to have the same values. Let's see here. When was this house built? Is that the same one? Let me see. Let me go back. Okay, so like this one here, it was built in 2018. A little outside our box, but we know there's development there. So now in an area like this is when you start to look for your larger tracts of land. Now, I don't think this would be something that you can purchase right here or whatever, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this address. All right, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go back to prop, and hopefully I can identify some stuff that way. Then we'll get into some comping. But I want to show you this because, number one, if you can find stuff like this, I would love to partner with you. But even not, it's just another tool in your belt to make some money. All right. So once you zoom in a little more, you can start to see the larger tracts of land. So like right here, I don't know what's going on here, but these are two decent sized tracts right here. This one here is 212,000 square feet. So that's probably, how many acres is that? Probably, I was about to say 5 acres. So it's 4.87 acres. So that would be something. I don't know about this because it has a structure on it, but it would definitely be something that you would reach out to because you have these two subdivisions. Well, it might be the same one right over here. You got one on the backside of it. So for whatever reason, they didn't sell their property here because if you combine these two together, everything around it is a subdivision. You're looking at 10 acres. And so all these are only about that. They're only like 5 and 10 acres at a time. So that would be ideal on something that you will look for, and you can reach out to the owners if they're interested in selling. But that's what you're looking for, is that new activity when you're trying to find either infill lots within the city or out a little bit outside the city, the larger tracts of land. Ideally about 10 acres. 5 will work, but ideally about 10 acres will get you in the game. That could have a possible opportunity, something to develop. All right, so we're ready to rock.
Okay, so my connection is gone. Seems like, can anybody hear me?
Well, I don't see you. So you tried to log back on?
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, but it's like loading.
Okay. All right, no, that's fine. I can just go with the questions here. Let me see. All right. I'll tell you what, let me do this.
Why is this?
Let me just give you it's just reboot it.
It just says that
and which
it says that I don't have, I'm not on the internet.
Well, which internet are you on?
Amtown Made.
Okay, that's the one I'm on. It's working for me. So just reboot.
Okay. Damn.
Let me stop sharing, and I'm gonna send her I'm gonna send myself the link here on my iPad, and
Just in case.
Just in case.
I rebooted right before we started. Come on, internet. Sorry, technical difficulties. Can they even? Oh, they probably can't hear me.
Yeah. No, they can hear you. That has nothing to do with the internet.
Okay. Okay, it's working now.
You in? You're in now?
It's loading it. It says I'm entering the studio. Here we
Okay.
go. Why?
I'll put the thing back.
All right.
All right, I'm ready.
Here we go. All right. So we have 1831 North Collington Avenue, but there's no state. Marv Johnson, what's the state?
Yeah, we need that.
I mean, maybe it's only one.
Go
And
to
the
the next one.
There's no more.
Okay.
But you can talk to these people.
Well, yeah. What they
Ursula
got
Renee
questions?
said, "Hey, I finally caught a morning live. I was able to download and use Zompz. Had to use Chrome," she said. And then Gary Hawkins said, "Good morning, Flip Man. Good morning, everyone." And the Hunt for Lost Treasure said, "Oh, brother, we are going to partner on my next deal. If we didn't have the problems with technology, we wouldn't know a good day from a bad one."
Mm.
Ian London said, "We've been pushing homes before Zombs. How does this change the market?"
How does what change? What changed the market? Like what? Well, I'm assuming I'm not sure about this question, but the purpose of Zompz is that just try to leverage the large database that Zillow has of properties, because Zillow is basically the Google of residential real estate, and making it real estate investor / wholesaler friendly, because right now it's not. And that's the purpose of Zompz.
Marv Johnson, please post the state for 1831 North Collington Avenue. And you guys, if you have anything that you want us to come, please post the addresses here. Thank you. Okay, so Leonard Sykes asked, "Does wholesaling really work? And if so, how much startup cost is involved?"
All right. So does wholesaling really work, and what's the startup cost? Well, yeah, it works. It's if you think about it, right? The purpose of the primary objective of the wholesaler, in order for it to make it work, you have to find great deals, great real estate deals. If you can understand how to do that and make that happen, then you have an opportunity to position yourself where you have something of value if you lock that property up with a purchase and sales agreement, which all real estate transactions start with. Okay, so once that happens, again, you now really have something of value, because you're in the way of someone that would love to take advantage of that property, namely a cash buyer / investor that will pay you a significant fee to move out of the way. All right, so there's nothing I made up or I come up with. When I was introduced to this, the training that I got my hands on was from 1997, and that wasn't until 2003 that I was listening to it. And it existed many years. I would assume 100. Ever since contracts have been a part of the game, wholesaling has existed. I'm going to just say that. So ever since that's been a part of real estate deal, and probably before that, they just had a different way of going about it. So yeah. And so then, what was the second part of this question?
That's it. Does it really work?
Oh,
And if
okay.
yes,
All
what are
right.
the startup costs?
All right. Cool. All right.
Startup
Boom.
costs.
Oh, startup costs.
Yeah.
Well, you can literally start with zero. A lot of people start that way by just networking, building a cash buyers list using social media, and then feeding that list of buyers deals from other wholesalers. So you can literally start with zero.
Is Zompz better than using Privy, or you're offering it as a free alternate?
Well, in
Yes.
reality, it's different in the sense that because the information on Zillow is limited, right, as far as ownership information. So I couldn't say that it's better. That they're definitely just different. It's just another tool. You know, I go back and forth between 3 and 4 tools, and maybe on just one property. Not saying that you have to do that, but it just makes me easier because some stuff I like personally better than others that make them better or not. But Zompz, number one, is free. So whether you have Privy, PropStream, Batch Leads, or whatever, you can still use Zompz because it's free or whatever. So at least at this point. Um, so I can't say it's better. You know, Privy has, you know, is ahead of the game. Zompz only does a few things, you know, because number one, we just developed it within the last couple of months, but also Zillow is going to limit you because they're limited on the way their site is set up on what's available. But it still is going to be or is very useful understanding how to use it, of course.
Okay, so the hunt for lost treasure said, I'm just waiting for the seller to contact me back. It's about 90 miles away from me. Um,
Said
if
900.
if it is a true deal, that has a 130,000 spread on it. Okay.
All right.
Keep working at it.
All right.
Antoine Denise Green said, "Good morning, Mr. Flipman and everyone." And for that address, I don't know, they're not posting the zip code, but when I Googled it, only Maryland came up. So maybe you need to go ahead and try it.
No, they need to. We need to make sure that's it. I'm assuming they're still
Okay.
watching. Please put the city and the zip in.
Yeah, Marv Johnson, the address you gave us, 1831 North Collington Avenue. Could you please post the city and the zip code? Does anyone have any more questions, guys?
Any more comps? All right.
Or any comps?
All right. M Star says just hearing about it. About Zompz. Okay, so again, I'll just explain what it is. It is a Google Chrome extension. All right. Chrome is a browser that Google produces. All right. And so your other browsers are Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Safari if you have a Mac. But Google has its own version of that. It's called Google Chrome. All right. So they have like extensions to enhance websites or your experience with other websites. So what I've done is I pay some guys to develop some features around this Google extension called Zompz. And the purpose of it is to allow you to leverage all the data that Zillow has on a daily basis and all the years before, and of course in the future, to help you analyze properties and even find potential deals, right? And so you have to use it on a desktop or a laptop because Google Chrome's extensions don't work on smartphones or tablets. So hopefully that makes sense.
Okay. Israel said, a property sold in my neighborhood recently renovated. It has one bedroom less than property I am trying to comp, but the same square footage. Can I use its price per square foot to figure out my property's ARV?
Yes.
Short and sweet. Yes, you can.
Yes. The square footage is more important.
Yeah, because they can add on.
Yeah, they can manipulate the inside to if they just have to. You may take off a little bit because of the extra bedroom, but for the most part, the square footage, if they're exactly the same, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Just make the adjustment, but the square footage is what matters.
Does anybody have anything they want us to comp? Would you like to just comp something? Show them how to comp
well,
something?
yeah, I guess I will. I'll comp something, and then if no one has anything, we'll end it or whatever. So, let me see here. So let's go to. We'll choose another one.
Somebody said, "What's up, Flip? When you're using Zillow to comp an off-market property, does the property info still show up when you're trying to comp?"
When you're trying to comp an off-market property,
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah, you can create a target in the panel. I'll show you here in a moment. So,
Come on, Richard. If you have you have something you want us to comp, post the address.
all right, so we're in San Diego, and we'll look for something.
Are you sharing the screen?
No, I am not. I am now.
Does vacant land have a legal description? Somebody asked.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually have like a parcel number.
San Diego doesn't have a lot of okay, there it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just go into a neighborhood and just pick something.
Okay.
Man, how expensive that was. Oof, them checks are lovely. All right, so okay, so let's get in here. So I'll just pick this property here. Let's do this. Let me see. Seems to be an outlier. Okay, 61. These are all over the place. All right, so let's do this. I'm just going to pick this property right here. Okay, so assuming we were going to comp this property, so this would be our target. So I'll go ahead and add this property. So it's Fairmont Avenue. Okay, so now let me go back, and I'm going to change these filters up here. I'm going to remove this 2019, and then I'm going to change this to sold in the last 90 days, and should only be houses right here and under sold. Okay, so I'll zoom back out, and let's see what we got in here. Okay, so we were in this area here. So ideally, I want to try to stay in this area here if all possible to comp my property, and whatever body of water or whatever this is, I would like to stay in that area also above. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do 6 months to see if it pulls more in that area. Okay, it does pull a couple more. I think that's where the property is. Let me make sure. So I'll go here, and if I open this up, and let me Google the address. Okay, and okay, so yeah, I'm all over the place. I was in the wrong place. Okay, so it's below that. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so now let me close this back. So we're down here in this area. Okay, all right, so got a couple of properties in here. So we got one that's over 817. So I'm going to add that one. The main thing is I want to look and see if it was renovated, and it was, or it's in great condition, like great, really good condition. I'm going to add this one, same thing, looks like it was renovated. Okay, is that newly built? No, 46. So I'm going to add that one. Then I'm going to add this one here. Same thing. Nice. Okay, and so now I select my key here. So our property, the target property was this one. So if I go here, I can make it the target property. So it removes it from the data here and turns it red. Okay. So the first thing we want to look at is we want to look at the year built. Ours is a 1930, but everything else is significantly newer. Can't do anything about that. Ideally, I would like to stay within 5 years plus or minus, so 1935 to 25. But ours, we don't have an option, so we got to go with nearest and best. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at, the most recent transactions. So we have 2 of them here that was this year, and then one of them in December. That's not too long ago. So it's averaging out. So this one here, which is a 1946, it actually sold for quite a bit more as far as price per square foot than the other 2 here. Okay. All right. So it sold at 788. These 2 are sold at 508. Now, both of these did sell in this year. All right. So I don't know what's the difference on this. What made them be able to sell that one for so much more, based on price per square foot. Okay, so let me go back. All right, let me close that. And so this was over 8, but they sell it in the same price range though, right? Okay, so if we go by the average here, because it's going to automatically average this out. It's taking all 3 of these to come up with this number right here. It's giving you 622. Now our house is a lot smaller than those, so it's making the adjustment based on the square footage. Our square footage is only 728, right? And 728. Okay, so if we take the 728 and multiply it times the average price per square foot, it gives us an ARV of a 452 up here, the suggested ARV. Okay, so I really don't like though, but even though it's sold like that, that's going to probably be the max. And these properties here look just as good, you know. I think. Wait a minute. I don't know if this one was renovated. This one was renovated. Was it? It's just been well maintained. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove.
Old.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove that one. Where are we? I'm gonna remove that one. Okay, so it was this one, I think. I'm gonna remove that one. Okay, now let's look at this one. Now this one was.
Yeah, it looks like it's renovated.
Yeah, now this one
more
was.
up to date, you know.
Yeah, that was renovated.
More modern.
That's staged. Yeah.
Look. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so that raised the number a little bit. Then the average, or did it reduce? I think it reduced it. No, I raised it. No, I reduced it. Okay, so but then with this one, because it's not a new construction, it still says 46. Yeah. It's no nice.
It was renovated too.
It's no nicer than the other one though, right?
No.
Okay. Oh, do they have the house in the rear? What's making it a difference? That's why you have to look. Oh, is that a garage or is that a
detached?
It's not saying in the description here.
You may want to read that really well, because it may just be.
That's a second house.
Is that a second house or detached like a garage?
It's not a garage, because how are you going to get to it?
You're right.
That's why, okay. That's taken in consideration. Let me see if I can see the MLS notes on this in PropStream. Because that changes everything on that. All right, because it was just such a significant difference. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. The notes don't exist after it's been sold. See, it's only showing 607 square feet, mm-hmm. right there. But here it's showing 1045, right? Mm-hmm. It has to be because that second house is there. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate this here. Mm-hmm. And we just going to go with that right there. So that changes everything, yeah. Right? We can't use that. Yeah. All right, so we'll go with this. So we're at 370 is the number. All right, so there you go. But it was just too much difference than the other two. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's a very small house, but it's still, decent amount. So.
All right, we have two actual comps.
All right, yeah. Cool. All right, so what we got?
So we have 2440 Northwest, 2440 Northwest 68th Street, Miami, Florida.
Okay, so here's the Zillow link. So let me open that and let me find it on the map. Okay, so boom. Okay, I see where it is. What is that? 71st. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add this. Well, first of all, let me clear this. All right, and so we'll add this property. All right, and what are our filters? So we're at 6 months. Let's do 90 days. We have houses selected and sold. Okay. All right, so we're right in this area here. So it's automatically, let me see. Yeah, so we're right in here, I think, right here. So we're right up in here in actuality. So even though it still has the boundary on, but our property is in this area right here. Okay, so but looks like everything else is still about the same, even down here and stuff. So now we're just going to look for properties that have been renovated. Boom, there's one right there. Okay, okay. All right. Hasn't been renovated. Let's see, this one been renovated, right? Okay. On the beach, man. Okay, so been renovated. All right, and we'll do one more. I think that's close enough. Been renovated. Okay, so here we go. Also, our property was this one, so we're going to treat this as the target. Okay, so our property is a 1954 build. So everything, so this one is a little newer. This is older. This is a little newer. All of these can be in play, even though that 1962 is outside the window that I really like. But it's in line with the rest of this, though, so it's cool. All right, so we got this one here, 470, and that was a 1940, and this was a 1935. Okay, I'm going to eliminate these two here because it seemed like the high point is these two right here. So that averages out to 480. All right, now our house is huge. It's 2730 square feet. Wow, I don't see anything that would scare me. Because based on the price per square foot, if you multiply the 2,730 square feet times our property, I mean the $480 price per square foot. Oof. So let's see what those. So that one's over 350 and 295. Let's see where those are at in relation to our property. So we were right in here. Is that one of them? What is it? 76. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So yeah, let me make sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the property. So we're good on that. All right. So let's look at our actual property. Okay. So so this is it right here. And is this it is a house, right? Let me see. Yes, it's single family. So let's go around the street, Oksana. Yeah. Have they overbuilt for this neighborhood, or I don't see anything? Man, 1.3. Nothing in here justifies that. Whew. It's just gonna have to be one of those situations they overbuilt.
Explain what happens with an overbuilt property.
Yeah, so nothing. See, the appraiser, the price per square foot matters, but in some situations you can overbuild, right? Okay, because what'll happen is investors will sense that and say, hey, if I build this house 1,000 square foot more feet, am I going to get that back in price per square foot? And if the answer is no, you can't do it or whatever, because this house is 2 stories and most of these are 1 story that we're looking at. You just can't do it. or whatever. Now I will make an adjustment for some of it or whatever, but going from houses selling in the 300s for $1 million more, no, they just overbuilt. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give it 400,000. Like right here it says 436, 800. That's about what I'll go ahead and give it 450 because that's probably what the accountant is saying is worth or whatever. So we'll give it 450, but we can't give it $1.3 million. You know what I'm saying? We just can't do that. Right. So let's see how you just can't just automatically just go by what it says here. You have to think this through or whatever, because all that stuff matters. Right. And that, you know, so normally it's going to be in line. Houses is normally like that. And I think I just did a video on houses being overbuilt. See, PropStream probably wouldn't even pull anything for this. Let me see what it does and what it shows, because it's just so much
comparable.
Yeah, it's so much larger than the other houses in the area. Let's see what it does here. All right. Okay, so it does pull 8 comps in here. And
how far are they?
They're going to be within a mile. So like these houses here. Okay, so it does pull those. Okay, so I probably would have had to remove the boundary on that. I should have did that. So let me go back over here, because all of these houses, the only one of them sold for 440. That was back in September. And then last year, 540. I'm sorry. This one here sold for 540. That's number one. So where is it right there? So so we could give it that. Well, we made an adjustment in it, but I would be more comfortable probably at 500 than 540. You know what I'm saying? Because even that house is still smaller.
Kind of sort of across the street. It's
that wouldn't kill us.
Oh yeah, okay.
It wouldn't kill us. Yeah. So let me do this. Let me remove this boundary. Let me see if that makes a difference as far as what it pulls. Okay. And I did the last 90 days too. That was the difference also.
Yeah.
You know, so I was trying to go by what it's doing here. So I would still probably stick at my 450 on that, because I'm looking at the last 90 days. Things have changed with the interest rates and stuff. So I'm gonna still be comfortable with that. So now once I have that 450, I'm gonna go over here to Dealulator, and we're gonna put in the numbers here. Okay, so we're gonna use the repair calculator, and we'll use the deal calculator. Okay, and so we said the house was 2730 square feet. So down here, I'm going to change this number. Normally, if it's livable, we use $25. If it's not livable, 40. Down here, I'm going to change that to 30, and I'm going to change it to 50 for this particular market. All right, so older house. So even so big, you know, just, you know, it could get expensive. I don't know if it'll be that expensive, but it still can get pricey. So I'm going to reduce this a little bit to 60, because that's a big number, right? But there's different levels. I really can't, without seeing it, I can't tell you. So that's a big number. So I'm going to say 60 though, still 60. Now, not livable is the number is going to be the number. The number is going to be the number. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to change this to 50. All right, so we're at 140 grand to renovate it. So the number is going to be the number if it's not livable. So 60 and 140 grand. So we said 450 was a number. All right, and I'm going to change this to 80,000. I mean 80 instead of 70 down in Miami. All right, and so on this, I'm trying to make 7 to 10% of this number. So 10% is 45,000. 70% is going to be above 30, I'm sure. So I'll probably just say 30. I want to make at least 30. I'm sorry, I at least want to make 40 on this. All right. And so if we put the 60 in here, if it's livable, all right, you need to be around 260 or less with your seller. And the blue number, the black number, you need to be around 300 with your buyer. All right. And then we say if it's not livable, all right, that'll change. So we need to be below 200 for sure, below 180 actually. Then out there around 220 or so for your buyer.
All right. Next address.
All right. Okay.
So it's 944 East 8th Avenue. 8th Avenue Street, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Is it 8th Avenue or Street?
All right, give that to me again.
944 East 8th Avenue, Brooklyn, New York 11230.
All right. Okay, I have a.
Huh.
He said East 8th. I said I don't
East
show that.
8th Avenue Street.
East 8th. I put 9th.
Avenue. East 8th Avenue.
Okay.
Brooklyn.
I said East Street.
Yeah, so is it is it 8th Avenue or 8th Street? Richard?
Yeah. Go to the
Please.
next one.
Ooh, God. It's 8th Street, he said.
Okay.
8th Street.
All right. So let's look at it on the map here. See where it is. Okay, it's between Ocean Parkway and Avenue I, above that structure there. All right, so we'll go ahead and add that as the target. Okay, and we'll change this to 90 days for houses. It is single family. So we'll zoom in here. So it should be, okay, should be in this area right here, right? Yeah, it's a little above. It's up in here, okay. So it's up here. All right. Oof. All right. Not pulling enough in 90 days. Let's go to 6 months.
While you're doing that, somebody asked real quick. It has to do with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're trying to comp a property and no property shows up in the surrounding area, you just go farther out and change 90 days to 6 months.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just you need to adjust the time. If you can't find in the area, then you need to adjust go a little bit farther out if you can't find anything in that area also. When comping multifamily with Zillow and Zompz, do you change the filter to houses or apartments?
Well, it makes it difficult. Comping multifamily is different. It's just not done the same. If you're fortunate, there are a good number of multifamily sales in an area, but normally it doesn't work that way because it's a long-term play. The people go 5, 10, 20 years before they sell, and that's common. Even in a heavily populated area like New York, you just won't see it. Plus, it's more based on income, on the potential income that it can produce or is producing. So it's just not like just comparing this one sold to that one. They do some of that, but most investors look at the income potential. So it's not the same. Not the same. All right. And plus, again, Zillow is really not set up for that. It's more residential. People do list apartments there. Normally they're smaller units, 2 units, 4 units, 3 units. Sometimes you'll see larger. 5 units or more is considered commercial. But Zillow is more set up for houses, maybe townhouses, condos, but more houses sold, for sale, or for rent. So just keep that in mind. It's really not set up for that. Okay. All right. So we have 2 comps in here. All right. So our property is a 1930 build. This property here is a 1930. And then we have one in 1925. So the one that sold just in February of this year, it sold at almost $2,000 a square foot. Lord, wow. I'm checks big up there, man. Yes, so I'm going to eliminate this one in October because we don't even need it because these houses, they're built the same year. They're only 28 square feet difference. There you go. So this house is probably worth $4.6 million.
You wholesale a property over there?
Yeah. So this bones,
be good for a whole year.
Now just to run the numbers on it. Now it's a big house. That's a lot of square footage in that market, right? All right, so it's 2,300 square feet, and I'm going to even take up these numbers even higher on the not livable side for sure. On the livable side, I think we can stay in the same range or whatever, and be at 70,000. And again, it's just going to depend on how not livable, because that can be all over the place in reality. All right, so we'll just say 70 grand, but not livable. I'm going to even take this up to 55, right? Okay, so now we're at, we'll say 130,000. So what was the other one? 70 and 130. 70 and 130. Okay, so we're saying the price point is 4.6 million, 4645000. Okay.
46 million.
46 million. So you just clowning. What did I say? 465. What was it?
40. I think it's 40. Oh,
let's just do this.
Yeah, that'll help. Thank you.
Yeah, let's just do that. How about that, Tyrone? All right, and we said 70 grand. And so in and 70 grand, and in New York, but this even going to go up to 85%, right? Okay, so now on something like this, a $4.6 million deal, all right, now 10% of that is 400 and some change, 460,000.
Yes.
All right, 7%, still going to be over 100K. What is that number again?
45600.
000. All right, times 7. So you're still at over 300 grand.
Yep.
So 325 to 460. So I'm just gonna say I'm trying to make 400 on this, man. Like, really?
Yeah.
All right, and so, so that's where you would need to be. And, you know, you still 3.4, right? 3.4. All right, and so now if we change this to what I said, 130, right?
Yeah.
You're still at 3.4.
Even if you say 150.
Yeah, even
for the sake of.
Yeah, exactly. It's
just margin of error.
Yeah, margin of error. Even if we went to 150 here, you know, boom, still that. You know, so there you go. That is
that's a nice deal right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you can make it work, that's a good payday right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we have another address.
All right, so wait a minute, how much time? Oh, we're an hour in. Okay. All right, guys, we've been rolling pretty hard here. You came on late. I'm sorry, because you came on late. But we've been rolling an hour here, so if I didn't get you, we'll try to be back here Monday. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel so you are alerted when we do go live. And you definitely want to download Zompz yourself and start using it. I have a good number of videos now that people can reference back to start to use it. Remember, you have to be using Google Chrome. If you don't know what that is, whenever you don't know, I don't know what that is. There's no excuse. Go to YouTube. What is Google Chrome? How do I get it? Yes. You can only use it on the desktop or a laptop. Can't use it on a smartphone or a tablet. All right.
If you don't know what anything is, you can Google it these days and find out.
YouTube, this is a visual.
YouTube too.
So yes. YouTube, this is a visual. All right. So again, we appreciate everyone that joined us today. If nothing else, thanks, Oksana, for helping me out here.
You're so welcome.
A lot smoother. And we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Hit that bag.